Well, g'day Emily and Adam, and g'day Davor, and congratulations. It's ScoMo here, and I'm here after meetings of the National Cabinet down here in Canberra today, but I just wanted to congratulate you on what you've been able to achieve, not only just as in your service to our country, which we're very grateful for, and I thank you each for your tremendous service and all of the other veterans that you work with, but being able to pick up the Employee of the Year, Davor, but also what Adam and Emily have been able to achieve by being the Employer of the Year in a number of categories, and that's tremendous. I mean, it's one thing to pull on that uniform and to do it so proudly as you have, but then to be making that transition, as the vast majority of defence people do, as they move from one period of service and then moving back into private business and the economy, and the fact that you've all been able to make that transition so successfully. Very proud of what you're doing and the example that you're setting. You know better than anyone that those who've come out of the Defence Forces come out with a set of skills, but more importantly, that a code and a set of values, which it's very hard to put a price on. It's a tremendous asset to any business to have people who have worked in our Defence Forces working alongside them and indeed running businesses, and the people are out there who want to deal with business that are employing veterans. They're only going to get a great service and a great job done. So congratulations to you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's a really nice surprise. So nice surprise to meet you, and nice surprise to hear, that we've won the awards. So that's really awesome. And I wanted to thank you as well for your support for this initiative. I really think it's such a fantastic initiative, and it really helps us to showcase to other businesses and other employers what it means to employ veterans and how fantastic the veteran workforce is. So thank you for supporting this initiative.
So Emily and Adam, tell me about how you've been successful in drawing others out of the defence. I mean, obviously the nature of your business lends itself to that type of work. But how have you been encouraging to those veterans who've come and worked alongside you? What have you found to be the key things you've been able to do successfully in helping those from the Defence Forces make that transition in such a positive way?
Look, I think that everyone in the Defence Force is passionate. They're passionate about what they do on a day-to-day basis. They're passionate about what they do for their country. And what we provide is an avenue for those people who have to leave or need to leave Defence to still maintain that passion around what they do in a similar environment and in a similar role. Therefore, for us, it's whilst it's challenging, it's actually a pride for us to be able to still achieve those outcomes for those individuals who need to leave Defence.
Well, it's important because when I talk to vets, it's one of the things they find the hardest once they leave is there's a sense of identity and security and fraternity in the service, and they miss that terribly and seek it on the other side when they're working in private industry and other places. And it's great to hear about maintaining that line of passion because that's what's there, and it's a very goal-orientated, task-orientated. There's a certainty that comes with the work that is done within the Defence Forces, and it sounds like you're able to replicate that, and it becomes a bit self-propelling. Is that fair to say?
I think so. Yes. With the passion for the role comes the culture in the company that we try and emulate. The best parts of the Defence Force into our company, and therefore, when people transition, it's a soft landing. It's not they're not jumping out of a 40,000-foot high aeroplane and trying to land with no parachute. We're there with that parachute to help them land softly, with support, with guidance, and not just for the individual, but for their families as well.
And I think having the experience too means that we're in a good position to be able to help guide and mentor people through that process, because we and most of our workforce have gone through that experience.
And Davor, you work in a larger organisation and not one that's sort of solely working in the defence world in terms of the services. What's it been like for you, mate?
First of all, huge honour to be speaking with you today, with all of you and yourself, Prime Minister. I was just listening to you on the radio before as I was getting ready, and I think you were taking questions from the press gallery down in Canberra after the National Cabinet. meeting. So I just wanted to say thank you for all the work that you're doing every day in helping steer us through this crisis. And I think it's been encouraging to see resilience across the board in all of our communities and indeed, obviously, at the leadership level. So thank you for everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
Guess I think that is a fair comment in terms of working for a large organisation, and that does present opportunities and challenges as well. And I think the role that I've been playing is, other than obviously employing veterans directly, which I have 3 of in my team, and I'm hugely proud of that. The others are equally important, but obviously the theme here is the veterans. But I think it's just that that messaging around the value of veterans and what they can bring to any organisation, large or small. And I think we've made some huge inroads at Suncorp in terms of establishing bodies, obviously that look at advancing veteran causes and running issues such as running legacy collections and so on and so forth. So I think it's been really encouraging from that point of view, and been very well supported from Suncorp from that point of view, and I can just see it going up and up in that regard.
Now, you would have been seeing, particularly working in Suncorp, a lot of your clients and a lot of small businesses and others going through some really tough stuff at the moment. Your training and your experience in the Defence Forces, I'm sure, is equipping you well to be able to engage with those sorts of climates and those more broadly in the community. Is that been your experience?
Absolutely. And again, what a year did we have? So again, 2020, I don't need to tell the audience here what year it's been so far, and I think Suncorp has played certainly, a small part in obviously helping those affected, by the bushfires, and I think we even had some flooding up here up on the Gold Coast in February. I think helping customers and helping people get back on their feet. It's in the times of need, and I think again, it's I'm hugely proud of Suncorp, the company that I work for, and everything that they do for to help people get back on their feet during very tough times.
Yeah, well, I want to congratulate all the award winners this year. This is a great program because it celebrates a very special kind of success. Not an easy success, not that successes are ever easy, I think we'd all agree, but there's a very special kind of success here where people have been able to make that jump, make that transition, and then be giving back and taking others with you. I find it quite inspirational. So, I mean, I've enjoyed being at the awards ceremonies previously, and it's a shame because of COVID-19 that we couldn't gather together in the normal way and hear those stories personally. But I think this method is another good way of getting out there. And you guys and all the award winners, I think, are inspiring your fellow servicemen and women who are already out there as veterans, or indeed they'll be, thinking about their post-service career as well. I think that's one of the big changes that has taken place when I talk to veterans like Phil Thompson, who is serving now in the Parliament as the member for Herbert, and I see him and his mates when I go up there to Townsville. For those who are in the service now, I think increasingly people are understanding that they will move out of a service career at some point. And so there's a continuity to it all. And I think it's great what Angus Campbell is doing as the head of the Defence Forces, as we are now preparing those who go into the service for a post-life service from the day they join up. And I think that has to be as it is. I think that helps people make that change. And we all know for veterans who struggle a bit on the other side, that can lead to the worst of all outcomes. And they need to know also, as I'm sure Liz Crossan was telling you before, that those services and support are always there for veterans. We owe a special debt when it comes to our veterans. But what you guys are doing are just doing the most important thing, and that's giving everybody hope and encouragement. So I want to thank you all for doing that. And I want to thank all those who have taken part in these awards this year, because you're all showing the way. The country's on the road back now, having gone through this terrible period of the COVID-19 crisis, and there's still quite a way to go. But if we sort of follow the example that you guys have set and stick to the code and values that you guys have laid down, I reckon we'll be just fine.
Absolutely,
I think so.
Yes.
Great stuff. Well, it's good to talk to you, and congratulations again. I wish you every success.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister.
Time.
Yes, thank you. Pleasure to meet you.
All the best.